Imagine a school where no one fails, and graduates go forth to build a great nation. A school with hard work and discipline, yet joy fills the air.
Now, what do you mean that this light is your goal in life?
Imagine a school in human values, where character comes first. And students learn to live in truth, right conduct, peace, love, and nonviolence. A school where students pray, yet learn other cultures and accept all faiths as valid pathways to the one God. A school that is located in a poor township, and students learn to serve the less fortunate, yet it does not charge tuition, and no one is turned away for lack of funds. Imagine a school with teachers who are shining lights of love, who regard their vocation as a sacred duty to instill in their children great character. And fill them with a love for God. There is such a school. A miracle. In the very heart of Africa. The Sathya Sai Schools of Zambia. The children of Africa have endured great suffering. Their suffering can now be seen in almost every African country. The salvation of these children will come about through education, but not just from ordinary education taught as simple book learning. These children can now be taught a values-based education that will ensure they become truly outstanding citizens and leaders of great character. This values-based education not only educates, but also transforms the heart. Truth, right conduct, peace, love, and nonviolence. The teaching of these 5 values can be found in all Sathya Sai schools around the world, creating students who are beacons of goodness and servants of their fellow man. This is the story of the Sathya Sai Schools of Zambia, and how the students of these schools will help lead Africa to the magnificent destiny it has long deserved. The Sathya Sai Schools of Zambia was founded in 1992 by Victor and Genevieve Kanu. To start the school, they sold all that they had, borrowed additional funds, and left London for Ndola Zambia. They chose to locate the first school in Ndola's township of Pamodzi. This surrounding community provides many, if not most, of the school's students. The schools have now blossomed into the pearl of the region, with many, many examples of their tremendous success in transforming local children from impoverished backgrounds into truly outstanding citizens of great moral character.
Now, we are in Zambia here, Ndola in particular, and one thing that is famous about this place, Ndola, right now, is the presence of educational institutions that are unique in all aspects. And these educational institutions are these 3 Sathya Sai schools: a basic school for boys, a high school for boys, and a basic school for girls. And now we have the institute which trains teachers. These institutions are famous throughout the world. People from different parts of the world come to them, come to find out what is it that makes them tick. What is it that makes these institutions, the schools in particular, to be called miracle schools? What is it that they do that the people of Zambia and of the world think that it is a miracle? In other words, something that was once upon a time impossible has now become possible. Well, I think to start with, I must say that this school stands on 5 pillars. The 5 pillars of truth and love, peace, righteousness, and non-violence. We are interested, that is, my wife and I became interested in this program, first and foremost because of our implicit faith in the originator of the program, that is Sathya Sai Baba.
Conduct myself
Baba has introduced for the first time
as
a
befits
philosophy of education
a member of Sri
based
Sathya
on
Sai
these
Institute of
basic
Higher
human
Learning.
values, which can be integrated into the school curriculum.
Computer science.
In other words, Baba has introduced a system which does not simply lay emphasis on the intellectual development of the human being, but also on the moral and spiritual development of that being. Whereas conventionally, the emphasis has been on the intellectual development.
కానీ ఆధ్యాత్మిక విద్య హృదయ ప్రభావంతో హృదయపూర్వకమైనటువంటి ప్రేమ, సత్యము, ధర్మము, శాంతి ఇత్యాది గుణములను ప్రబోధించేటువంటిది.
But the spiritual education that arises out of human heart is full of values like love, truth, righteousness, peace, and non-violence.
ఇత్యాది రెండింటి యొక్క సమ్మిళితమైనటువంటి యొక్క విద్యనే ఈనాడు జగత్తుకు ఆదర్శవంతమైనటువంటి.
For the world today, the combination of secular education and spiritual education is very essential.
The children know that God is at the center of the school, and they do go to their churches and they pray, and they pray beautifully. I mean, you don't have like sometimes you have abroad somebody making a noise. When it is a prayer time, they sit and you can see them paying attention and focusing on whatever, on a supreme being. And so it's a really wonderful atmosphere that exists there.
We have God at the center of our school. What do I mean by saying having God at the center of our school? Never do we do anything without involving God. Involving God in the sense that we devote ourselves to prayers. We always remember that we cannot go anywhere, we cannot do anything without God in our midst. In the morning, we go into the auditorium. We recite the Lord's Prayer, that is from the Bible. After reciting the Lord's Prayer, which is a daily request, like God taught us to pray. And then we sing devotional songs. These songs helps us to lift ourselves up to the Lord, to relieve ourselves to Him, that He may do with us as He pleases. Having that time to bring ourselves before God, I think it is what is taking our school to where it is.
The Sathya Sai School welcomes children of all faiths, and although the school is known throughout Zambia as a Christian school, it teaches the love and respect of all religions as valid pathways to the one God.
When you look at our auditorium, it's full of pictures, and each picture or portrait represents a religion, one of the major religions in the world. Even when you look at our logo and our badges, it has a representation of the 5 major religions in the world. Now, the reason we have this is to show the pupils that every religion is important. The pupils have to understand this. Even in the values we teach, we tell the children that respect for all the religions of the world, the races, the creeds is very important. This is because we want these children to go out into the world as good Christians if they're Christians, good Muslims if they're Muslims, good Hindus if they're Hindus. Whatever their religion, they have to be good in that. But at the same time, they have to learn to respect other religions.
My father is a Muslim, and I think he knew before he brought me here that at Sathya Sai School, they allow all religions, they don't criticize other religions. So he wanted me to come here because of my religion, and he also thought I was lazy. He wanted me to come to Sathya Sai School because he thought if I come here, I was going to be transformed. But when I came here, because of the SSEHV program, I knew that it was all right. I'm a Muslim, yes, and I haven't changed. I'm still a Muslim. I haven't changed to being a Hindu or Muslim or Christian. I'm still a Muslim because they do accept the religions and they don't accept discrimination here. Yes, there's a Sathya Sai Baba, and I know my friends are no longer scared of him because they know that there's nothing wrong with that. Or there's nothing wrong in believing in Sathya Sai Baba. I'm a Muslim, and I'll always be a Muslim.
The school has actually helped me become a better Christian. The policy of the school or the teaching of Sathya Sai Baba is that all religions are one. You have to embrace all religions. So at the school we have Muslims, we have Christians, different religions. And personally I'm a Christian. I believe in Christ, Jesus Christ. And I can say I've only become a better Christian than before. The school has actually helped me. And apart from that, I've learned to respect other religions as well. I believe they are a path to the same God. And the school is behind all this kind of transformation in me.
The most important aspect of our school is the love of teachers for their pupils, and in return, the love that the children give to the teachers. The transformation that takes place because of the educational program, because of the teaching of the human values of love, peace, truth, right conduct, and nonviolence, transforms the teachers, and in this transformation, it transforms the children.
So you want to be at peace.
Each teacher at the Sathya Sai School is a shining example of unblemished character, a loving light that illuminates the heart of every child they teach. These teachers regard their vocation as a sacred duty and feel a great responsibility to mold future generations by what they teach and by the examples they set. They work longer hours without extra pay in order to play a part in the wonderful mission of the Sathya Sai schools. The teachers strive to build self-confidence in the students by constantly telling them how good they are, that they are worthy, and that they can and will succeed in life.
The important thing about the the Sathya Sai Education in Human Values program is that we give them a certain self-confidence to tell them that you are good, you're not a dropout, you're not a failure, and if you work hard, God will help you. Make sure that you pray to Jesus, pray to Jehovah, pray to Allah, whichever religion you believe in, God, your name that you've given to your God, you pray and God will help you to succeed.
There can be no greater opportunity for the transformation of students than helping the less fortunate. The value of performing selfless service has an extraordinary power to bring out the inherent divinity in each student.
What you are now witnesses is a daily event, or we make it regular, when the school, in its efforts to establish good community relations, look after the old people and orphans of the area. Today, the old people are receiving blankets. This is the winter season, it's very cold. A bag of mealie meal, which is the staple food, and a hamper containing salt, sugar, oil, and soap for their individual uses. These are very scarce commodities in this country, and especially among old people who have no one to look after them.
In the heart of Africa, children who were once left behind and forgotten are now becoming educated men and women of great character, learning to love and serve their fellow man, and lead Africa to the magnificent destiny it has long awaited. The students of the Sathya Sai Schools of Zambia.